Hello, this is Dorothy Smith. I'm a close to my heart independent consultant, and I am going to continue to work with the So Much Happy paper. So I've done one layout to go with an album that I want to put together for the RV traveling that my husband and I are going to be doing. And so I decided to take a couple of the pages from the layout instructions for So Much Happy and kind of gear it towards road trip type pictures, or a layout for road pictures. So I'm going to take this first layout, and I was just going to do it as a single page because I really like when they do these layouts that have the vertical strips of paper. I mean, how simple is that to put something together? And I was just going to use the left-hand page, and then I decided, well, no, go ahead and make it, for the album, for the RV travels, and do both sides. And I decided I could definitely make that work. So I love the colors with the So Much Happy. Look at the vibrant green, which, I love green anyway, but it's just so vibrant. Now the instructions say that you start on from a 1¼ inches over from the left-hand side. I would suggest that instead of doing that, the first piece of paper I would lay down would be the centerpiece, which is the wide 2-inch piece that's kind of a peach color. So I would get that in the middle and then go from there and go head left and right. Because even though I started like 1¼ inches over, my little gaps between the strips of paper were probably not wide enough, and so I ended up with more white space on the right side than the left side. So I would suggest starting in the center and then going out, and that way you're gonna get a better feel for how much space to put in between each of the pieces of paper. When they're butted up to each other, then it's not a big deal. But when there's space in between them, then it's still not a big deal, but you don't really want to have more space on one side than the other. So anyway, I'm just going with it, and that's the way it'll go for this one, and I'll make up for it in another way. I'm going to put some little sayings that you get in the sticker on the sticker sheet over on the right-hand side, and that will take up that space that's there. That looks like it's a mistake. It is a mistake, but we're not going to call it that. We're going to call it an opportunity, because that's the way we roll. Okay, so here's this centerpiece. And if you don't have a ruler that has a centering 0 on it, I would suggest that is a really good item to get. I don't know that we have one in our catalog or not. I'll have to look. I went to an art store and got it. This is a really good ruler that I've had for more years than I'd care to admit to. The paint is starting to come off the ruler. That's how long I've had it. So anyway, I'm putting the strips, and the zip strip, the blue that I have in the hand there, that gets cut into 4 3-inch pieces, because the second zip strip gets used on the opposite page. So that's why they don't have a long strip there. So there's my turquoise strip. And these cute little zip strips at the very end with the red gingham pattern kind of reminds you of a picnic table, right? Those kind of remind me also of washi tape. And so they go like they're holding the whole thing down. And so then I put my big 5x7 photo mat in the center. And you see I've got to scooch my little 3-inch zip strip pieces down and up to get under the green photo mat. So this Explore, the word Explore, is a chipboard piece that came with the So Much Happy scrapbook kit. So I used it as, they just have it sitting up there by itself as sort of a title. But I decided to go to the You Are Here cartridge, and they had, along with the other road trip signs, they had this license plate. And I thought, okay, well, that's kind of a perfect little frame for the Explore. So my license plate is going to say Explore. So I decided that that was just perfect. And instead of using the Tombow, I decided to go with the little pop-up foam dots to raise it up from the background of the license plate. So I really liked that idea of having a frame for the Explore, because it was the perfect shape for. It was like the license plate was made for that. Maybe they were thinking that. And see how perfect is that? I love it. So that's going to be my title up there in the corner. And I'm going to also pop it up with a couple of foam dots, larger dots. Oh, I didn't put it at the top. I put it at the bottom, because I found another cool cutout from the cutout page that has adventure on it. On a crazy adventure. And it's perfect with the green and the blue, so it goes with the zip strips perfectly. And I decided, okay, that's a really good title to put up at the top. I just thought it was perfect. So, and I liked my Explorer down at the bottom. Ta-da! And the little puffies, now these come with the kit, and I'm just making little groups to go around the two titles, the two, I guess title is a good enough name for them, but just kind of make them stand out a little bit. And they're so cute. They're little stars and hearts and hexagons, very cute, and all the perfect colors to go with all the papers. So, nothing that takes away from the whole layout, but just adds to it in just the perfect little touch there. So the other thing that I'm going to do later on is take some stickers from the sticker sheet. And it has all these great little sayings that is going to run along that right side of that my Explore page. So that's going to be perfect. Okay, so probably a couple of weeks ago, I cut out this Off We Go, and that is also from the You Are Here cartridge, which I didn't point it out in the video, but there's so many things on this You Are Here Cricut cartridge that is just so perfect for every kind of vacation you can imagine. I mean, they've got things for going to, well, they even have Vespa type little motorcycles, and holidays in tropical places with Hawaiian shirts, and they have things that I would never do. Like they even have rappel type things for mountain climbing. Well, let me tell you, if I'm on top of a mountain, I'm not going to be falling off the side of it by rappelling. The thought of that repels me. But there are definitely lots of tropical things, lots of fish, lots of flowers, lots of shells, seashells, sandcastles. There's, if you go to, there's an Eiffel Tower here, there's a Big Bend, there's the Sydney Opera House, all sorts of fabulous things on this cartridge. Anyway, so this page, this side, goes, instead of vertical, it's going horizontal. And the Off We Go, I cut awfully big, and I decided that is going to be the main title for this 2-page layout. So that is going to go along the top there. And I decided that that would be, I wasn't that hot on this particular page, to be perfectly honest with you. But I decided, okay, that I did cut out that "Off We Go," and I'm going to use it as a title. Now I'm also taking this, one of the other chipboard pieces called "The Best Day," and I'm putting it down at the bottom. Now that's suggested in the layout, so that's perfectly okay. I like the way that looks down at the bottom. Having trouble with that last little piece of zip strip there. And I'm going to put another little grouping of puffies down at the bottom there to kind of highlight the best day. So see, there's the "Off We Go," and it's going to kind of hang out up there. Now these green pieces are, I think it's clover is the color of that green. These are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 squares. So these were put there for 3 by 3 pictures. So we have the 2 of them are going to be pictures, and then the third one is going to have a journaling box on it, so that we make sure that we gotta write where we've been and what we were doing, and how much fun it was. So you can't forget your journaling, because pictures without words to somebody years from now is going to be like, well, who's that, and where's that, and what was that about? And this doesn't mean anything because I don't know who it is. Believe me, I have a couple of albums from my mother-in-law, who's now passed, and wonderful old black and white pictures. I have no idea who any of those people are, and everybody that knows is gone. So please, people, write down who's in your pictures, when it was, and where you were. If you don't want to go into feelings and how much fun you have, then at least put the names and the places and the dates. So here's this cute little sticker sheet. And it has every kind of a little phrase that you could possibly want for whatever kind of occasion. So I'm just running these little phrases right down that spot where there's a little bit more white than I wanted. And see, now it looks like it was supposed to be there. So I'm just pulling off the phrases that I know would best fit what Jim and I would be doing. And it would pretty much cover any kind of event that we would be going to. So I decided that just kind of made everything make sense. Excuse me, by adding those little phrases. I was thinking I wasn't going to use those, but ta-da, it's perfect. Okay, so "Off We Go." That's going to be the starting title of the whole layout. Excuse me. So I'm not going to have that pop up. I'm using Tombow on this, because otherwise it would take a lot of glue, my glue pen. And there's enough surface area that it's easy for the Tombow. And I'm going to add the 3 by 3 page picture holders on the little green frames. So I have the journaling cutout, which was from the background and texture paper that has all the cutouts. So this is one of the cutouts from that. So I just need to trim it up a little bit, take some of the excess gray area off of it, and that will be the perfect little journaling card that is going to go on that right hand green 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece. So it's going to be a little bit of a background for the journaling card. So kind of makes the whole thing pop a little bit. And then I've got some 2 by 2 placeholders that are going to go underneath where the 3 by 3 pictures go. So those will be good for a little bitty close-ups or, some funny little picture. And then I've got the 3 by 3 placeholders to go on the green frames. And so there's going to be a total of 4 pictures on this particular layout for smaller ones. So we have one big 5 by 7 on the other side, and then several smaller, 4 smaller pictures on the beginning side. So that'll be perfect. It's good to have a big picture, and that little cutout is going to be, that's where the date is going to go for when we took whatever trip this will house our little pictures on. So there's my layout. So I'm glad I did the other page that was the right hand side of this layout, and I made it my left hand side of my layout. And now it makes sense. Off we go on a crazy adventure. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye now.